I got a video for you guys today. It's not an urban legend. It is an actual ghost story that has a very happy ending. Let me fill you in on how I came upon this story, and then we'll get started. We're walking back to the location where this happened at. And guys, it's been a hot day all day today. And my wife and I just felt a very cool breeze.
No, it wasn't cool. It was cold.
It was cold, yeah, I agree.
Cold.
And we don't know where it came from. Which is interesting, because wait till you hear this story. Actually, this happened the other day. We was in a store. And we was at the cashier. And cashier knows us. And she says, "Did you guys go out to that haunted cemetery and North Vernon," which is actually Vernon, Indiana? The what was that you called it? Bloody Mary? I was like, yeah, actually we did. And the gentleman behind us was real close to us, the old guy. I think he was 75 years of age. Yeah, 75 years of age. He followed us out to the store and he says, "Excuse me, sir. You guys looking to do ghost stories? I mean, you said something about you videotape." I said, "Yes, sir. I basically do videos and put them on YouTube." He says, "Oh, that's neat." I said, "Well," he says, "what do I videotape?" Everybody asks the same thing. "What are your videos about?" Basically, I told him a good chunk of them is about our adventures. Some of it's about our life. And right now, this time of the year, I'm moving to a different level. Now, I've been doing urban legends, and if I could find a ghost story here and there, I'm going to throw it in there. And I also told him, I says, I found a new love in that. I like to do a lot of videos like that. He says, "I got a ghost story for you if you guys want to go on down here in the park. And I'll tell you about it." Everything I'm about ready to tell you guys today, according to the gentleman that I met, which I can't give no names, I can't give no locations, that was my choosing. He said it was okay to give his name. I said, my videos don't really get a lot of views sometimes, but just in case, it's safe to leave your name off and the location. But what I'm about to tell you is actually 100% the truth, according to him and his great-grandpa. Right here in this area is where this happened. Back in 1860. Roughly right down this slope, right down yonder there, is a guy. He was pulling logs out. According to my source, this was all loaded with trees at that time. This is all big farmland. And he was pulling logs out, and the chain broke and smacked him right in the face. My source that invited us out to this beautiful property we're on now, it was his great-grandpa. And this has all been handed down to him through family generation after family generation. Matter of fact, when he passes, he's handed it down to his son. I got special permission to be back here on this property, and right now I am acres in. I had the choice to ride back here today, Angie and I did, and Kitt, on a tractor. I said we could use the exercise. Okay, back to the story. He was pulling logs out, as this was all loaded with trees when I gathered, and he was cutting them down. He was pulling the logs out, and the chain smacked and got him in the face. Didn't knock him out, didn't hesitate him any, but his eyes filled up with blood. He wasn't able to see. Completely filled up with blood. He was totally blind. He was trying to stumble around, trying to look for his team, and he couldn't find them. This went on for about, according to his great-grandpa, quite a while. The farmer even took off his own shirt, trying to get the blood out of his eyes, in fear that he might have lost one of the eyes. But blood just kept gushing up in there and swelling up, completely took away his sight. And he was stumbling around, falling down, and he couldn't find his team anywhere. He whistled. I can't whistle out loud, or I would do that. This is kind of spooky. I'm down here, exactly where it was pointed out to me this happened. Oh, the temperature down here. Here, I'm going to turn around and tell my wife something real quick, guys. Angie, here is every bit of, I say, 25 degrees cooler. Matter of fact, I'm surprised, and don't laugh at me, guys. I'm surprised you don't see steam, see my own breath right now. It is cold. I got goosebumps. But anyway, the guy was stumbling around, trying to find his team, and next thing you know, underneath each shoulder, he felt human beings. Something, you know, as you're going to help a friend come out of somewhere, he felt two of them, and he felt one had his arm, and he had a hold of the other arm, and they was leading him somewhere. Way over yonder there's an old farmhouse. It's not there anymore, okay? But way over yonder there, we're talking, from what I gather, 125 acres that way. That's where his house was. And whoever these two individuals were that was leading them out of here, it wasn't speaking English. No. It was speaking a language he kind of knew of, which he kind of pieced it together later, and we get to that. And they were ice cold. And he also mentioned it was electrical charge, because it almost felt like there was like some type of static in the air. They led him all the way through here, speaking a foreign language, so to speak, all the way to this guy's doorstep. Now, he said they led him to his doorstep, and then as soon as his wife opened the door, they disappeared. How'd that go exactly?
He said he felt them disappear, and his wife asked him what happened and how did he get back from the...
Well, what I was thinking was, the guy's not with me right now. I was thinking the second she opened the doors when they disappeared, though.
Well,
but,
yeah.
Yeah, so there was the second he opened the door, whatever helped him back there disappeared. Now,
but
she also
knew that he couldn't make it from where he was at because he was way back there.
Oh, yeah. He said, his farmhouse is way over yonder there. And
she said that there would have been no way with all the blood that he had.
He had lost a lot of blood, but he still had his wits about him. So after his wife got him in the house, they sent for the doctor. I'm going to show you some of the land as I'm talking right now. As they sent for the doctor, he was telling his wife and... I guess his children that was there that the language they were speaking was Native American. Yeah. He believed it was two Indian souls that guided him back to his house. Yeah. He claims, the gentleman that told me this, it is a true story. This is the second time I've been back here. We got here today about 5 o'clock, right, Ange? Yeah. And the gentleman that was allowing me to tell this story actually invited us to supper tonight. So we had supper, and after supper is when I was going to walk out here. I was out here earlier, seeing how I was going to videotape it. Let me turn this around. Seeing exactly how I wanted to do it. And everything seemed fine. It was hot. There was no breeze. There was no cold air. No, nothing like that. So after supper, it's evening time right now, and I told him I'm going to go ahead and walk on back. He offered to give me a ride back here on the tractor. I was like, no, we could use the exercise. Plus, I don't know. I do better. I do better when I can put together the video, how I'm going to present it in my head before I actually turn on the video. So evidently, I'm being told to hush up for a minute. Yeah. Right over yonder there. If I'm able to zoom in, there's a deer. I'm going to try to zoom in and post. He's wiggling his tail.
Yeah.
You know, I'm starting to think that's a buck.
That's not a buck. That's a baby.
That's a baby? I can't see because I got my sunglasses on.
Around somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. If I can zoom in and post, I will. So as we started coming down here and I started the video, it got real cold. I find that interesting. What happened here? When I get back, I'm going to ask the gentleman, I'm going to say, is that normal? Could the cool air, I got to debunk this. Could the cold air be coming from the woods behind me? Very well possible, guys. But it's been very hot today. Very hot. And the air is still.
Wouldn't it be steady if it was coming from the woods?
Angie just asked me, would it be steady? What would be steady?
The cold air. If it was coming from the woods, it would.
Because right now I'm not feeling cold, are you?
No.
Let's wait till we get down to the bottom one. I felt it a minute ago. On the way down there, we're going to talk a little bit about this. So could it have been two Native Americans leading this gentleman back to his house? Could that be possible? Don't know. He says this has been passed down to his father, and it was his father's father that told him that this is what happened. As a matter of fact, his brother was there when he was telling the story, which he had passed away a long time ago, obviously. But he was there when he was telling the story to his mother. He even told the doctor what happened. Of course, the doctor says, you was hit in the head pretty hard. When that happens, you see things. But he swore, how did I get back? I did not walk myself back. I was completely blind. He says, well, you've been in them fields for how long? You know it like the back of your hand. Maybe you just imagine there was help with you as you made it back. Could that have been what happened? Yeah, it could have been. But he swears be damn that it was two Native Americans, one under each arm, and one of them had a hold of his elbow, and he had a hold of his arm kind of like this, and they were cold as ice, and he felt electrical charge, like a static charge. How he put it was, this is how the guy put it. He put it, it was almost like the charge you would feel in the air if there was lightning nearby. Or the charge in the air as if you was to move them wool blankets that they had at the time, and you will see little sparks and you feel the static. That's what it felt like. Could two Indian spirits brought this guy back? Who knows, guys? This is one ghost story nobody never ever will know. But according to my source, this very well did happen, because he believes everything his father told him, which it was his father that told him. Yes. Now, I can't name the place I'm at. Only thing I can tell you, I'm in southeastern Indiana, and the property I am on, I was invited here, and I made a new friend, even though he is 75. Did he say he was 75?
70 or 75.
Yeah, 75 years old. I made a new friend today. Well, the other day. Oh, as I walked through that part, it didn't get cold. There was no cold air at all. I'm headed out of here. I'm headed back to the farmhouse. Right up yonder there is the barn. I would turn the camera around to show you guys, but I want to hide as much of this guy's property as I can. Even though I'm not a big YouTuber, I don't get a lot of views. It would be no harm coming to the guy's property. But you never know. That's why when you do things like this, it doesn't matter if you're a big YouTuber or not, you don't really want to tell everything, because hey, maybe some individual out there, oh, I heard the ghost story on YouTube, man. Let's me and my friends go out there and, yeah. And a whole crowd of people could be on this guy's property. He'll never know it. It's large. But guys, there you go. Here's your one ghost story. I don't know. What do you all think? Leave your comments down below. Till next time, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next video, which, don't know. It could be an urban legend. It could be an adventure. It could be a fishing trip. Or it could be me doing some talking at the park. Till next time, come on, let's get out of here. Thanks for watching.